Get ready. It's about to get good. What's the first word that pops in your mind when you hear the words crab boil? Because it should be yum. I'm going to show you really quick how to make it. I'm going to make it in my kitchen on my stovetop, and it takes about 25 minutes, and it is a very healthy, low-calorie meal, okay? I'm using a stock pot here. I've got the water heating up. This is an 8-quart pot, and I'm going to let it come to a low boil. And in the meantime, let me show you what goes in here. So the 4 main ingredients that you need for a crab boil is going to be your potatoes, some corn, and some shrimp. I like to use the raw, peeled, deveined, and I don't care if the tail's on it or not. Makes it easier if it's not, but it doesn't matter. And also, you want this Zatarain's crab boil mix, okay? Those are the 4 things that you must have, non-negotiable. Now, you can add in sausage, you can add in some onions, you can add in other things that you want to go in it as well, but those are your basically meat and potatoes that you need. I also like to put a little bit of lemon juice in my boiling water, and then when I starts boiling, I kind of throw in a little bit of extra of this. So it's pretty much a liquid version of this. So I add just a little bit. And then if you want some slap ya mama, you can sprinkle some of that into your pot or even over your seasonings. So let me show you what I do. So while I'm waiting on the water to start boiling, I'm going to take the potatoes and I'm going to rinse them off really quick. And so they're over there, they're rinsed off. So now I'm going to take this package. This is crab boil, and it's got all the seasonings that's going to get infused into your water, so that's going to soak into all the good stuff. All right. So it's this right here. You literally take this right here and you drop it straight into the boiling pot. Then I'm going to wait for the water to start boiling, but also in the meantime, I'm going to take just a little bit of lemon juice, not a lot, easy. All right. So not a lot. I'm just going to put just, as you can see, just a little bit, just enough for it to splash out and make a mess. Now this stuff, you can use it for a lot bigger pot than this. If we're ever having like a family gathering or whatever, then we'll use a bigger stock tank, and we'll do it outside on like a gas little grill. But for inside on the kitchen, I've even put that big pot in here too. But this is perfect for us. We're feeding a family of 4, and we'll have plenty left over, because this shrimp that I've got in here is it says, 62 to 80 shrimp. That's going to be plenty for us. I'm going to put a splash of this too. You don't really need it, but it's good. And I mean, sometimes when I'm making potatoes or corn just by itself, like just for dinner, I might put a splash of this in the water. I'm going to tell you, if the scent comes off this and gets to you, it will choke you out and your entire family, because it's got some cayenne pepper in it. All right, so now I got my potatoes ready to go in, okay? So I'm going to put them in this right here. I'm only using this thing so that it doesn't make a really big splash on me. So my potatoes are in. I'm going to put the lid on the pot. I love this pot too because it has a strainer, because when I get ready to strain it at the end of it, I love it because it just clips right on. We're going to go ahead and put that bad boy on there too. So we're going to put the lid on it, and we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes, okay? So we're going to let these potatoes go for about 10 minutes, and then I'll be back. Actually, while the potatoes are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start running some water over my frozen shrimp. But I just like to thaw it first. We've always done that. So I'm going to put it back into my little strainer and then just run some water over it. I usually use about cool water and just let it thaw for just a little bit. It doesn't take long. That sounds means it's time to add the corn. All right, so I'm going to take the top off, and I'm going to put in 6 ears. Now this was frozen corn, and it's the extra sweet. So I'm going to put in just 6, because again, it's just 4 of us eating, and that'll give someone a couple extra. All right, so that's going to make your water not boil for a little while, because you just put that cold corn in there. So now I'm going to turn it on for 8 minutes. 8 minutes to do the corn. The potatoes are still in there. That way the potatoes are going to take longer to get done. That's why I like to use the little ones. If you use like the bigger red potatoes or anything else, just make sure you cut them in half or quarter them. And then you can go ahead and add your sausage now if you wanted to as well. if you're going to be using that. But I'll come back when it's time to add the shrimp. It's set over here. It's been thawing. Again, you run it under cool water. You don't want to do too hot. It will cook the shrimp. So the timer just went off for the corn. So now we're going to put the shrimp in. See, it's all clear. This is what a shrimp looks like. You can tell when it gets cooked, it will be white and you can't see through it at all. This right here kind of looks like it's clear. So we're going to put this in, and usually you can let it cook for, I don't know, my husband likes to cook it for 2 minutes, but I will usually leave it in there for 3 to 4, and it cooks just fine. It's not overcooked. So we're going to put this in there. It doesn't take long to cook shrimp. The only reason I'm doing it this way is so that it doesn't splash everywhere. All right, so now we've got the shrimp in there. I'm gonna put the top on it. We are gonna set the timer for 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna check and see how it looks after that, and then I'll come back and show you. Okay, it's done, so we are going to check it. I like to always keep it going at a low rolling boil, okay? You can always give your little corn the Pierce test. But let me show you what the shrimp looks like if I can dig one out real quick. All right. So this is what the shrimp looks like now cooked. See, it's white. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the sink. We are going to drain it and throw it on our pan. And just as an FYI, if you have it boiling too high, that little bag that you put in there will bust. And then that stuff gets everywhere. It's not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but you really don't want that all over your food, if you can help it. I mean, we've busted our fair share. So then you just turn it. That's why I love this pan, this pot. And we're gonna drain it all out. And then I'm gonna get the bag out and I'll show you the bag. So let me continue to drain it. All right, so I've got it drained, and we're going to take that baggie, and we're going to take it, and we're just going to throw it in the sink and let it just sit there. We'll throw it away in a minute, and then I'm going to dump it over here on my pan, so let me move you. Here's the good part. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to tell you, if you do this outside, when we do big gatherings and stuff, we will do this over newspapers. We will just throw newspapers down on picnic tables or over, plastic tables, and just literally throw this all over the newspapers. Grab you some cocktail sauce, some squeezed butter, and just make you piles everywhere, and everybody just comes up and eats off their own pile. Okay? But look at this right here. Look how amazing all this looks. Let me just show you. Oopsie. Look at that. How amazing. All right. Also, one of the things that I love to do is to spray butter over everything as well. We coat it down. And then what we're also going to do is use some of this. Oops. Then what we're also going to do is use some of this Slap Ya Mama. Slap Ya Mama. And we're going to sprinkle this over it too. I'm not going to do too much because I don't like things to be too spicy. But I like a little bit of this. I love this kind of stuff. And I'm just going to spray again. I'm going to move this around. I'm going to spray it again. Because really, is butter ever a bad thing? Spray everything. And then we've got some squeezed butter and some cocktail sauce that'll go on our plate too. Voila. Super easy. Literally it takes 25 to 30 minutes, but this is a great hearty meal, and it's also going to be really healthy and low in calories for you.